What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the football capital. And we are definitely back for a new season. I've got the boys in, Rami and Ferdi, in the building in sort of a half new studio. Boys?
Absolutely, man. It's looking good.
Looking crack.
Looking good, man.
The upgrades, all the sponsorships, all the subscriptions. And in saying that, make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Absolutely.
But look, guys, we are back for another season, 2021 season. And you know what? It's only 8 days away since recording. I think less than that, 7 days away.
Feels weird, man. We had no break in between seasons. Straight into it.
The season just ended, basically.
Well, we had enough of a break anyway with the whole COVID thing, not watching football. So I think it makes
straight away.
Yeah, up for it.
And we've had the season ended, then we had the Europa League finals and Champions League. Then we have this international. So football hasn't stopped. But guys, this could be the most exciting season. We say that every year.
Oh, it's
bit of a cliche there, but
I can't pick.
We say that every year, but
it's hard to pick the winner this season, man.
What do you reckon, Ferdy? I'll bounce over to you. Let's make sure we sort your microphone out. Liverpool, champions.
Back to back.
He's already killed the podcast. He's already killed it. We're not even cutting it in.
Cut. Take two.
Take two.
So Ferdy.
No, I think we were talking off camera, and I was telling you off camera that I think for us, a big thing for us to win games, especially at home, is the crowd. I think that's going to affect not just us. Obviously, it's going to affect a lot of the teams playing at home. And I think that's one of my main questions is when are we going to start seeing crowds actually coming to the games?
I think they said mid-October they're going to start bringing in the fans, not full capacity.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the percentage was, whether it's 50% but scattered.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think their aim is to get fans back into the stadium, whatever it might be in October. So. Well, you got 2 weeks to sort yourselves out.
2 weeks out. I think that's going to play a big or a major difference. In regards
look, to be honest, I don't really think so, because at the end of last season, you guys still didn't lose a game at home. So I don't think the crowd made a. And I reckon for some teams, like let's just say for Arsenal, play that football playing out from the back. Sometimes when they got to be how you're going, I think the fans would have got a bit on their back.
Yeah.
I think with no fans, I think they had a bit more freedom, and that goes maybe even for United, and you got, your Chelsea's, maybe some of your other teams, the teams in the relegation zone that maybe would have felt the pressure. Like you had, was it Bournemouth that were losing ridiculously at home?
Yep.
Imagine with the fans getting on their back. Do you know what I mean?
But it can work on the flip side. I reckon
that's right.
Teams like Sheffield would have got affected because they relied on their fans.
They relied on that. Yeah, exactly
coming
right.
back and they dropped
exactly
off.
right.
But you reckon Liverpool Ferdy again? Back
I
to
reckon.
back?
I definitely think we're obviously up for a shot.
Before you continue on, when we make our predictions, it's all as of recording. Yeah, obviously there's about 4 weeks of the transfer window to go, so we don't know what players any team's going to bring in.
Correct.
So I reckon just our predictions from what we know now. 7 days to go.
If what we know now and going with the same teams, I reckon Liverpool, City. You have to mention Chelsea with the amount of signings they've made in the transfer window so far.
Ridiculous, eh?
And I think United. I reckon they'll be the top 4 this season.
You reckon?
I reckon Liverpool, City, United.
Yeah, that's my top 4. You don't reckon Arsenal will bounce back this season?
I reckon Arsenal will do a lot more better.
Some positivity this season with obviously the back end of last season and obviously the players they
got
signed.
some.
And I think there's a new flow with Arteta and the team, and I think everyone's buzzing, starting to trust him.
I still think Arsenal need players.
Yeah, of course.
Right at the moment, I don't see him knocking on the door of the top 4. I look at teams like Everton and some of the signings they've made with James Rodriguez and some of the other players. I reckon they got maybe a better shot for the top 4. I don't think they'll get there, but I'm saying compared to Arsenal. Yeah. But yeah, it is gonna be a tricky one to see, and I think this is the biggest competition now, as in places for top 4. It hasn't got any more difficult than what it is going to be. Like you said already with Chelsea, they had Pulisic last year, but we saw how when Lampard started playing him towards the end of last season, the form he came in, and already people comparing him as Hazard's replacement kind of thing.
It was more an attacking role.
The same kind of style, the same runs that he does, the same goals that he puts.
I reckon on that note, he's basically like a new signing this season.
Yeah, that's right. He's going to have a proper full season.
Full season, click on properly.
I'm excited to see
even though he was there for the full season last year, he hardly played at the start when Lampard was there.
It's not easy as well.
But then you got Werner, Ziyech coming in, Thiago Silva on a free.
Chilwell.
Even though he's 36 years old, I think, 35, 36
Doesn't
years
matter.
old.
Add
It's
experience.
It's still
leadership.
quality. That's
Leadership.
right. Yeah.
Chil-
Who else do they get?
Chilwell,
Ben Chilwell.
Didn't
There
they just sign, what's his name from?
Havertz.
Yeah, that's it.
That's right. He
Yeah.
just signed as well. So like you got all these players, and to top it off, you still got your Tammy Abrahams, you still got your Mason Mounts, you know your
They've got like
Loftus Cheeks and all that.
Yeah.
So
They've got a quality squad now, man.
I think all they need
I
right
really
now,
think so.
the only problem is might be their keeper, which was I think
Yeah.
they were trying to replace or looking. I don't know. He was a suspect all last year.
I don't think they're going to be able to recoup half of what they
Nah,
purchased.
well, that's what I think they. Yeah,
And I don't wanna be
especially
getting rid
now.
of them. Yeah, especially
now with the whole COVID and everyone's budget now has gone.
Well, you
down,
know
so-
what? Like, before we go on, actually, prediction for who's winning the season next year for you?
Who's winning the season? To be honest,
I think the top four for three of us will be the same.
Yeah.
I think for me it'll be the same as
I
his.
think it might be for me right at this moment. I do see City winning because they did make some signings. Yes,
Yeah.
alright, they're not getting Messi, but
Yeah.
I think they might splash the cash on Koulibaly, sort out maybe.
Well,
their
don't
back
forget
line.
as well, De Bruyne was injured for
Oh no, he beats part of last year, not as
here
much
and
as the
there.
season
But
before.
Aguero, with again the common injuries that he's always had, the situation with the back line, Laporte being injured, and Fernandinho having to drop
That's
in.
right. If
So
they
had a
and
lot of
they're gonna
interruptions.
City are gonna make signings and they're gonna make big signings. They're not gonna get.
It's Guardiola.
That's
and,
right.
And City.
Yeah.
Good
And
luck.
especially now when they ain't got that whole band with the Champions League, they're back in it, and obviously they wanna try to get their trophy back.
I
off Liverpool.
still think that's their key focus though, is the Champions League. That's the thing. If they won it last year, I'll tell you, yep, they're definitely in the Premier League next year. But the fact that they still haven't won Champions League yet is, I feel like that's his key focus. And
Yeah.
I don't think Guardiola
But do you know what?
wants
If
anything
we
else
if we
more.
touch on the Champions League real quick, I believe that if it was a two-legged final series, City would have maybe gone to the final.
I think so too,
Yeah.
man.
Do you know what I
think
mean?
so.
Like-
yeah, I think so.
We've even in the Europa League with United, we slipped up to Sevilla,
Yeah.
but maybe in a second leg we don't lose. Maybe we go through.
Yeah.
Who knows? But in a two-legged thing, I think City could have went to the final. But I do see at this moment, I do see City taking it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Not by much.
Again,
because-
like you said, but it's hard to predict. Obviously, we're saying this with 4 weeks to go in the transfer window. So
4 or 5 weeks. So,
so
you never know.
it's based on right now.
They could. You know what?
Well, who's United bought so far? Have you guys?
We've
bought anything?
got Donny van der Beek, so we bought him
Oh, yeah,
from
that's right,
Ajax.
yeah.
We got one at the moment.
That was a big signing for us.
Yeah.
We still need defenders. We still need.
There's still a lot of. We're still
a forward
definitely
player.
going to make signings before the transfer window
Look,
ends.
if you ask me,
Sancho, I think for me personally, definitely he'll be signing. Everything slowed down and back. Like the price that they want, I think United. I
I
think
thought
gonna.
Dortmund came out the other day saying they're going to be staying for at least another season.
Yeah, well, if
Look,
United don't want to pay the money, then he's going to stay. But
if
then,
United were to sign Sancho, sign a quality centre back, I could say United are going to compete for first place quite strongly. At this point in time, probably they have a chance. Of course, everyone's got a chance. Even Leicester has a chance to win the league again this year. Who knows? But look, if we don't sign, I don't see us
No, it's gonna
confidently
be-
winning the league.
yeah,
I think it'll be between City and Liverpool, and even
Like-
Chelsea. But
If I look at my top four, give you a bit of my predictions. City take it out, and this is me thinking about the players that they're rumored with and
who they're going to sign?
and how they're
and-
gonna and like not just they're gonna sign this player like Ronaldo, Messi, and Neymar, for example.
Yeah.
Legit signings that they're actually rumored in for. I say City maybe winning it with the players that United are looking to get, which is like your Sanchos. If you get that Upamecano from Leipzig,
Yep.
he'll be a good defender. I don't know. There's some other players that they're in for. I don't know if they're going to now get Jack Grealish because we did get Van der Beek. We already got him as well. So
I don't
if
think
we get-
I don't think we need another centre mid.
yeah, but then there's rumours that you got players like Fred might be going out on loan to Galatasaray. That
Really?
Yeah. So out on loan.
Well,
or
there's
something.
rumours
I
that-
thought he did pretty well for you guys at the end of last
Yeah,
season.
he did well, but then you got to look at are you going to start in this team?
how's
So
he
who
going
knows?
to get a start with the midfield? We've got
I
now
think
Van
that
der Beek.
if we
Pogba
legit
and
get some
Bruno.
good signings in, I see United finishing second, behind City, and then it's to me Liverpool will get the top four, but I think they'll come fourth. The only reason is I don't really see much changes. They will get caught out because everyone's going to study every single game that they played last season. With players like City or with teams like City, with a lot more depth. Chelsea now stepping it up. All right, we don't know how Chelsea's going to play as a team, but individually they got the players. Looking at the form that Liverpool's front three had last year, they won't. I don't think they were the best. Like if you look at collectively the top three,
I think
the front
last
three.
year, Liverpool as a collective, as a team, like, and I've said this last season as well, we don't have the best team in the Premier League.
Well, that's right, and that's why I
We
think you might get caught out because
but
you bring in quality players.
At the same time, a lot of their players are young, and a lot of those players now are going to be
Absolutely.
better than last year because of their experience they've obtained from the.
That's fine, but then you got.
And it's also going to come down to how the manager sets that team up. Like I said last season, we don't have the best team. It all came down to Klopp, how we structured the team, how we won games. And it's the same with Pep, it's the same with Lampard, and it's the same with Ollie. I reckon Ollie this season we're going to see a difference. He's growing every game.
And that's one thing with United that I'm saying second. Yeah, there is a little bit of bias there, but with the players that we got, can Ollie take him to the next level? And that's something now that we really need to see. If he gets the players, if they back him and give him the players that he's asking for, okay. Then now you got no excuses or we've seen that with the past managers, but none of the managers have been back.
You can sign whatever star you want, but they don't fit your system.
Well, that's right. You're buying these Galacticos, these big name players that don't really fit the system. The owners are buying them just for the marketing value.
Basically,
But Liverpool at the moment,
we need signings. We definitely need signings.
That's what I mean. Like
The
you
front
guys have
three-
won every single trophy.
I honestly reckon they can win the league again, even without a single signing. That's what
I don't think so. I don't think
I
so.
think so, man.
Like
I'd
you're
like
getting
to
rid
think
of.
so, but I
Don't get me
can't
wrong.
see it.
Don't get me wrong. They do need to improve their team. I think they need to. But can they win it without signing more players? Of course, the possibility is always there.
Yeah, of course.
There is a possibility,
Of course
but
it is.
at the same
But
time,
in comparison to what Chelsea's done with their team, in comparison to what Man City's going to do, in comparison to hopefully what Man United's going to do, Arsenal's
and
doing.
then you look at like other teams.
But what I was going to say was, and I was actually going to say after I asked you for prediction, I was going to say, what about the likes of Wolves and Leicester? I mean, no one even talks about Wolves when we talk about top four. Why not?
I was going to say, I reckon
They've shown themselves in the last 2 seasons that they are there to compete. They're not there to mess around.
Oh yeah, look, 100%.
I reckon they'll be 5th or 6th Wolves. I reckon they'll be outside the top
Why not
4.
the top 4? Leicester
But then you're saying Leicester. What about
was-
Everton? Everton are buying this ridiculous.
Absolutely.
And I know. Do you know what?
But
I know
Leicester was there the whole season last year. Until the very end, they dropped off. COVID obviously kicked them off, and they didn't make the 4 in the end. And I don't know how they let that slip. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Crazy. But I don't know why Wolves couldn't make the top 4. Why? Really, why?
No, you're not. There's always going to be that possibility with the
Of
manager
course.
they have and the players they have. That yes, they got rid of Doherty that signed for Tottenham, so Tottenham already strengthening. They bought what's his name from Southampton that Tottenham bought.
The defender.
The defender. They bought him. I can't remember. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Hoyer or some shit like that. Can't remember.
Toilet.
But they bought. Yeah, look, they got players like that. They're looking to get in Deeney. From Watford, and that gives them an option up front when Harry Kane's injured again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. With Liverpool, it's a tricky one because yes, we know the qualities that they have.
you know what worries me?
As a team, we know how they can just outperform everyone, and they do it like it's a training session.
I know we've said this for the last couple of seasons, but one injury to that front three, it's over. It's honestly game over.
Oh,
Yeah, but last year they weren't even the best.
For me, not even your forwards. Get Van Dijk injured. I want to see how you guys cope with that.
Exactly.
Man City did it with Laporte. I'd love to see you guys go through an
We'd
injury
struggle.
like Van Dijk.
We'd
Oh
struggle.
my gosh.
And at the same time, those
Oh my
front three,
gosh.
I don't want them to get complacent because right now everyone's on cloud 9 right now. Everyone in that Liverpool team right now has no competition. We have no depth.
And the
We
pressure
need
to try win the
signings.
Premier League again.
Back to back.
Yeah.
Now,
Do I think we're going to win it? Like you said, I think there's a possibility for us to win it back to back, but
but
we
do you
need
guys?
signings.
And what blows my mind is there? I still don't see the depth in your squad.
No, there isn't.
Well, that's what I'm saying
are
about
you,
them.
Are you guys going to rely on Shaqiri as a sub? Are you going to sign more players?
Well, they're looking to get rid of Wijnaldum.
I mean,
but then you have to sign Thiago.
You've got
at
that
the end of
minute-
the-
If we don't sign
You've
Thiago-
also got that Minamono, whatever that didn't play yet.
Yeah.
So he's a pre-season.
It's a fresh start.
He hasn't
start,
played yet.
Yeah. We got that left back that
that's
gives
right.
Robertson that competition.
Yeah, but did you watch the friendly?
In all seriousness,
Milner killed him. Milner
that's
killed
it,
him. But you never know. Look, once he gets into the squad, he's not there to take Alexander Arnold's spot. He's there to just.
I don't think anyone
be
can
like
take
a-
his spot.
That's right, and he's there to be like a little backup, a
And
little
keep in
project,
mind, all of our young
rotation
players,
as well.
We've got Curtis Jones, Brewster coming up. How many? I think we've got a few young players I've watched in the preseason, and they're hungry.
And
But-
Klopp knows
Klopp
how
knows
to
how
drive.
to push it
Yeah,
and
yeah.
drive him
I
forward.
love coaches that can play.
But
youth
we
players.
need that experience. If we are to try and win this league back to back, right now, like Rami said, there's a possibility. But given
You
what
need to-
other
yeah.
teams have done so far in the transfer window,
Obviously, you
it's going to
don't
be
need
And
to
it's
sign
scary,
players
yeah,
to
yeah,
win,
it's
but
scary too, because, like-
I think obviously the logic tells you guys that you should,
Yeah.
of course.
They have
think
to.
so?
They,
You'd
they
think
haven't
so?
signed anyone. Who they're
No, they
signing
haven't,
2
they
years,
haven't.
And
really.
Thiago for 30 mil, that's a steal.
That should have been done already.
It should have been done.
Like,
Should
I don't
have
know
been
what
done.
they're
Should have been
mucking
done.
around. He's going to go somewhere
you know
else.
what?
Everton are spending 25 mil on Rodriguez. That guy hasn't proven himself in the
But
last
you know
maybe
what?
4
It's
5
Everton.
years.
Since the World
Everton.
Cup.
Well, since
Since
the
the
World Cup,
previous
since
World
that
Cup.
volley.
Yeah, that
But
volley.
you know
scored
what?
that
Since
volley.
then, he's played for Real Madrid, Bayern Munich.
But no one wants him.
No one wants him.
No one
He-
wants
No,
him.
yeah, I know. I know he's been to all
And
You
these
know what?
places.
slow, man.
Ancelotti, if he can't get the best out of him, then he's finished.
all over.
Yeah.
He's finished. Because the guy's not young anymore, and he's played for the teams, and he hasn't proven himself yet.
Look, people are forgetting we paid 16
know
mil
what?
for Balotelli as a risk.
Yeah.
We can't take a $30 million risk on
yeah,
Thiago.
but different times as well. But I agree with you.
Yeah, but that's right,
completely.
30 and you know Thiago's the quality that he has, especially
Yeah,
in the midfield.
every season.
And especially if you're going to get rid of Wijnaldum.
But what about Keita? You guys, I still have not seen Keita step up for you guys yet. I still
Yeah,
haven't seen.
where's he at? He's
I don't know what's
He
happening.
had a good end to the last season.
The-
But
the
you're
end
right.
part.
I haven't seen much from
and
him.
now Gigi Wijnaldum's obviously
maybe gone to Barca.
maybe going to Barca, which I think is a big loss for. I think
Memphis Depay.
I really rate Wijnaldum.
Memphis, how'd that happen?
Winnie is like a great utility paper. And
Get ready,
like,
United fans, for the memes.
Oh, man.
For the Memphis to Barca.
We've got a start run. Our starting run, like we've got Leeds at home. And I think we've got Arsenal and Chelsea, in the first
yeah,
month.
in the first
On,
week.
on that note of Leeds, there's a question I wanted to ask you guys. How do you see the newly promoted teams
I'm
going?
excited, man.
So we've got Leeds, Brighton, and Fulham this season coming up.
Yeah.
Who's going to do the best out of the three? What do you guys reckon?
I mean,
Do you know what? It's always hard.
Obviously, the
It's-
history with Leeds is there.
I think-
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
I believe if I was to pick one of them three to go down, it would be West Brom. But they do have Slaven Bilic as their manager. He's been in the Premier League before.
Sorry, West Brom.
And,
I said Brighton. Yeah, sorry, West Brom. Yeah.
They could. I think all three could stay up.
I was going to say Fulham.
What to go
drop
back down?
down?
Yeah.
I don't think they'll drop this time. Last time they came in,
Fulham's strong,
they
man.
they went back down. But now I think with the project that they have in place, I think they could. All three teams could stay up. Leeds United with Bielsa, we've seen the type of manager that he is, and we've seen a lot of the quality, like world class players.
You think
speak
finally-
speak about Bielsa and his.
You think finally Burnley go down?
It could be a possibility,
Hey,
man.
hey,
We'll talk about
Burnley-
relegations. We'll talk about relegation soon, but we'll stick with the promoted teams.
What do you reckon? Seriously.
I reckon Leeds, and look, they just broke their world record fee for Rodriguez. They bought, I think it was named Rodriguez from Valencia. They bought him, and it's the first time that it's a record signing since Rio Ferdinand. So they're not here to muck around. Do you know what I mean? They're here to buy the players that they need as well. I reckon they'll go well.
Look,
I reckon.
I-
My prediction for Leeds, and look, I predicted that for Aston Villa last season, but mid-table,
yeah.
maybe 10th, 9th, in around that region. But then you got to think about the teams that they're competing with as well.
I reckon Fulham leads mid-table. I reckon West Brom will just miss relegation. They'll finish, outside the bottom three, but they'll just miss it.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think all three will stay. After
I reckon
the
all
season.
three might stay this season.
I think
man.
so, which means the three teams will end up getting relegated from this season.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure if that's a first that all the teams stayed up.
I,
That's not enough. Fact check.
Let's have a look.
No idea.
But yeah, I reckon Leeds will go well. But if you're talking about
I reckon Watford will drop this season.
Watford already gone, brother.
Are they?
Watford,
Here we go.
this guy going.
There you
Look
go,
how quick
bro.
the stats are. Listen to this. Since the Premier League began at the start of 92-93 season, its members' teams have received larger amounts of money in TV rights than their Football League colleagues. The only exceptions in which all three promoted teams survived were the 2001-2 season, 2011-12 season, and 2017-2018 season. So since 92, it's only happened 3 times that all three teams have stayed up.
I think that was when Wolves came up.
2017-2018 was when Wolves came
think
up.
so, yeah,
and that's when they almost finished 5th or 6th or
Yeah, they
6th.
killed it. They were killing it. Yeah, top 4
Wolves
almost.
and
Champions.
Watford.
They got the Europa League spot.
Wolves and Watford, they both killed it that season.
Yeah,
they came
yeah.
as newly promoted teams.
That-
So there you go, 3 times. it's
But
happened
Rami, you know
since-
what? After listening to that, I think you're right. In regards to Wolves, they've had the same team, same manager now for how long? 3 seasons?
This is the 3rd season now, same manager,
Consistency.
Portuguese player, and they pumped another 2 new players into their squad, I'm pretty sure, 1 or 2 new players.
I reckon they're going under the radar.
It's Look, they could
Yeah,
finish
but
top 4.
they need to keep
but-
that momentum. They always somehow drop,
And they're going to have to do better than the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal,
Yeah.
United.
and they gotta
Liverpool.
have to do good to try to keep their players.
Exactly.
I mean, they already lost Doherty, and we know how much
Oh.
of, how good he's been. Especially if you had him in fantasy every week,
Every
assist
week,
or
yeah.
goal.
I'm surprised Jimenez is still there, Jota's still there.
Well, that's what I mean. You never know.
But
'Cause
keep in mind, Jimenez is 29 years
still
old.
4
and
weeks
asking
to
for
go.
a
Didn't
Right,
Jimenez
you
score Jota score a goal for Spain? Was it a rocket? I think
But this is
last
what I'm
night.
saying. This is what I'm saying to you.
They
like,
got the players.
in the next 4 or 5 weeks of transfers, any of
Anything
those
could happen.
players could go to any other team in the world
Yeah.
right now. Honestly, for all you know, Arsenal might turn and pump money towards Jimenez.
You don't know. Yeah,
We don't know this. Like, who knows? Who knows? But on the other side now,
relegation.
relegation.
Do you know what I think?
If the 3 teams that are that have gotten promoted, they're going to stay, then clearly 3 teams that are there from last year, you think are going to get
It's
relegated.
hard, man. I'm looking at these teams and I'm like,
I don't know.
Southampton have killed it back in the last season after COVID. They
Yep.
absolutely smashed it.
Yep.
What about West Ham?
West Ham's another team. They've got the players.
West Ham
but
just
Yeah,
survived.
just-
last
that's
season.
what I mean. They
struggle.
just-
They
they
struggle.
just survived,
They
yeah.
struggle.
Brighton.
yeah, Brighton's one that I like their manager. He's done. Their manager's done well, but they got rid of
Didn't Moy leave?
Duffy,
Duffy. They got rid of him and Murray. He went on loan to Watford in
Murray,
the
yeah.
Championship.
Moyes is going to China.
So Moyes, that's a stupid move in my opinion.
Yeah,
he should have
absolutely.
stayed.
I know. I didn't
He
get
was
that.
he was such a key
But
player for him.
do you know what? They struggled last season, but you know what? Maybe I think they might go down this time. I don't want them to because
about-
Matty Ryan's.
What about Southampton?
That's what I said. They're always my pick to go down, but somehow
They always
when
survive.
they always survive.
Always
Every
survive.
year they do it. They just survive at the end.
Newcastle is signing and getting stronger as well, I think.
Yeah, but they're getting pumped to teams like Middlesbrough 5-1 in preseason.
Look, if you ask my
It's so
opinion,
I'm looking at these teams. I'm like, who's going to go down?
well, if you ask my opinion, I'll say Newcastle, Aston Villa, West Ham. That's me.
Newcastle,
Aston
Aston
Villa,
Villa,
West
West
Ham.
Ham.
Three semi-decent clubs that I think will go down this year, man.
No, I'm gonna. I can't even pick it. Like you look at Sheffield United, you're like, can they produce what they did last season with the players they have, and if they bring some new players in, who knows?
I have to agree. I
Sheffield
reckon
United,
West
but then
Ham-
like who else? I can't really see.
I reckon West Ham, Brighton. I don't know why. It's either between West Brom and Fulham for me. Like I know Fulham's coming up with this new project.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but you never know. Still,
You just never know. I reckon one of those teams that are coming up have to go down.
who would be a surprise to go down? Like who would be a massive shock to go down?
Arsenal.
A realistic one?
That's realistic.
It's hard to say, man.
Just look at these, and do you know what?
It's going to be a competitive
Don't you look
season,
at?
man.
Do you look at all these teams? And you're like, man, this is like our old school Premier League.
It feels like Fulham's
Yeah.
back, Leeds are back,
Leeds,
West Brom
West
are back.
Brom's back, and you,
Oh,
I reckon
your
Crystal
Sheffield-
Palace.
and now West Ham and Aston Villa are still there.
How about
All these
Crystal
teams are
Palace?
Palace to go down.
there.
Yeah.
Is Zaha still there?
Yeah, he's
He
still there.
can't
He's actually done pretty well in preseason. Yeah, he's still there for the time being.
I don't think they can keep counting on Zaha. Like who else have they signed?
Oh, it's not only
not
him.
sure.
They've got players. They do have players, but
Townsend's.
I wouldn't, you know
older
what?
and older
I
every
wouldn't
year.
mind Van Aanholt at United, even though his age.
he's very fast, man. He's got pace behind him. But look,
I don't know, Southampton. I'm gonna go Burnley.
surprise. No,
but Burnley, they got a good team,
Yeah.
okay.
but I'm
Right.
still gonna go Burnley because I just don't like their stadium. I'm gonna go Burnley. Jeez.
Has Ming
can't-
stayed? Has Ming stayed at Villa?
Nah, I think Villa might stay because they got rich owners, man. They're gonna pump some players, some money into some players. Yeah. Yeah. Look, you know what? I'm gonna go. I don't even know. I can't even tell you he's getting relegated. I will go. All right, Burnley, Southampton, Brighton. Burnley, Southampton, and Brighton. I reckon
Ferdy,
for the time.
you were saying
He
Fulham?
just said. He
I was
just said
saying
Fulham,
Yep.
West Ham, and Newcastle. Did you say?
No, not Newcastle. And Brighton.
All right.
Brighton, Sands,
And I went with Aston Villa, West
Chelsea,
Ham,
Chelsea, Man City,
and
But then again, you never know. Like in the next 4 weeks, we don't know how many players they're going to keep.
That's right, mate.
Oh,
We just
of
at the
course,
time of
yeah.
recording.
before you know, everyone can break their legs in the squad. And
Yeah,
But,
that's the last thing we need. But yeah, look,
surprise relegation. Who'd you say?
I don't know.
Crystal Palace.
Palace. That's probably a good shout too, man. Palace.
Hmm.
Would it be a surprise if Sheffield gets relegated? Would that be a surprise?
That's my surprise.
Sheffield United.
They had a strong season last year, man, but they could get.
There's always that
relegated.
one
There's
team that
always
just
potential.
you think like, what the hell's happening here?
But how many times have we seen over the years a team get promoted, do decent, second year struggle, get relegated? I've seen it happen so many times, honestly, so many times.
Yeah. I don't know.
Leeds being relegated next season will be a huge disappointment.
Oh, after 16 years in the
Being
in
a
the
United
Championship.
fan, they're huge rivals to us, and 16 years not being there, they're back.
All right, so what do you guys reckon in regards to leading goal scorer, player of the year, assist king, standouts?
Bruno Fernandes, player of the year, I think.
De Bruyne
Going
player of
by-
the year for me.
That's another shout, I reckon, as well. I mean,
He's the best centre
you
mid in the
look at the way Bruno finished at the end of last season. Absolutely killed it.
Yeah.
I reckon, yeah, if he continues that form, then definitely Bruno Fernandes with the goals and assists and the penalties. Fantastic.
All right, top goal scorer?
Bruno Fernandes.
Nah, top goal
Mason
scorer.
Greenwood. That's a hard one, man, because we still got Aubameyang there. Is he going to continue that same form?
For me, it comes down to if players can avoid injuries.
Exactly.
If Aguero and Kane can avoid injuries,
They're up there. Yeah.
Aguero and Kane are up there. In regards to injuries and everything up and around it, I don't see anyone getting past Adebayor.
Adebayor.
Aubameyang.
Aubameyang.
Adebayor's back in the
He's
days.
done it again. He's done it again. man.
Aubameyang for me is a whole new level as a forward. He's just
He's already
unbelievable.
sunk Liverpool in the apparently the internet.
Worried about versing Arsenal.
friendly.
Cup.
Yeah.
The friendly that
Oh,
Mane
the charity shield.
that the players were crying about. The friendly. It's only a friendly.
This was something I wanted to win, but unfortunately.
Fortunately,
Aubameyang, I mean,
But I have to say, like,
look,
for me-
I think you're right. Look, Aubameyang has to be up there because he was up there last year.
would you say
Don't forget Vardy again.
Vardy again.
Vardy,
yeah.
you have to
Vardy
mention
just
Salah,
doesn't stop scoring.
You have to mention Mane.
But then again, you got players like Werner come in, Timo Werner. How's he going to fit into this Chelsea squad and how many goals he's going to
I think
get?
that's what we're going to come down to, how the Chelsea play as a team.
Never forget Ings.
Never forget
Ings
Ings.
done well.
Ings done well, but then you got Martial, Rashford. 20
No, I wouldn't
plus.
say Martial. I'd say Rashford maybe. If
Well,
Rashford
why,
stays injury
but why
free.
not? Because they got the they got the same amount of goals as Mane.
Correct. And Martial's going to be our starting 9 this year. Rashford's playing
Is
out wide.
Martial going to be the starting striker or is it going to be Rashford?
Well, doesn't matter. They score wherever they play. Of course, they're going to be. We've got no other starting number 9
Well, it depends. We'll
unless
see
they
what
buy
happens.
players. Unless they buy.
You know what? Leading goal scorer for the season, Sancho.
Yes, he can't. I was just about to say that too. See, great minds think alike. I was
That's
just about
right.
to say that.
That's
Sancho.
right. Boys.
And who's not? No one's going to compete for the assist king besides De Bruyne. De Bruyne will be.
Oh,
For
Bruno,
Alexander
bro.
Arnold. Yeah,
Alexander
Bruno.
Arnold.
Alexander Arnold. Do you know what? Like
Ozil?
even for
John Joe
Liverpool-
Shelby.
No.
Don't
better
even
say-
mention Ozil in front. Have you seen our BT Sports? I don't know if you watched it, bro. Go check it out. Go check it out. The BT Sports review. But what about John Joe Shelby?
Yeah, he had a better season than Henderson last year.
Come on.
His stats were better. Even McTominay's stats
That's
were
by
better.
Hendo.
He's trying to be what's his name?
Mr. B.
I am
Mr. B. Oh, you're talking about this. What about, don't even ask me and Borges to answer. I want to ask you, because we know I answered this. What do you reckon of the young player of the year? I didn't have to look at Borges. I know both of my answers are both going to be
Trent.
Greenwood.
the wood that's green.
Well, you guys are going to go for
Trent.
Greenwood. I'm going to go for Trent again.
Trent Alexander-Arnold?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, you can't even
How
argue
old
that.
is he though?
No, he's turning 20 next year.
You know what?
Still a young player,
Youngster
yeah.
of the year, Jesse Lingard. 50 years old.
Don't be
I
surprised.
always think that guy's still in his 20s.
He's in his 20s.
Yeah. Is he? I thought he was
Yeah.
like 29, 30,
He's in his
31. How has he been at United for?
Stupid.
5 years since Van Gaal. He's been at the academy, but first team since Van
Yeah,
Gaal.
first team since Van Gaal.
And he got injured
seriously,
the whole
so
season.
Alexander-Arnold, Greenwood. What do
There
you
is a
reckon-
lot of players. There is actually a lot of young players
What do
coming
you reckon
through.
keep of the clean sheets?
Allison,
Yeah.
Edison.
Edison, Alisson, David De Gea.
Where's Henderson,
Henderson.
gone?
Do you know
Where is
what?
he?
Do you
Yeah,
know
where's
what?
Henderson gone?
Hen-
brother.
Hey, do you know?
You
Do you
guys
know
should be
De
starting
Gea?
Henderson this year.
Do you know De Gea got the same clean sheets as your mate?
Who? Allison?
Yeah.
Allison was injured for freaking the first half of the season.
How we concede goals every week too. So how do you have
How
Shelby and McTominay better stats than Henderson and David De Gea? I think he's smashed every week. Even I smash him every week. Better stats than your team, and you want to be champions back to back.
We were champions.
What a
and we still are.
joker! what a joker! No, but look, you guys need a better. I was gonna say better back line.
Nah.
Yeah, I had to think.
I think we
are you
definitely
going to need another centre back?
we definitely need another centre back.
Because you got rid of Lovren.
Love best defender in the world.
Lalana, bro. Lalana.
Lallana's gone.
definitely-
See, he's gone to Brighton too. Just reminding me. So,
Lalana.
See, the thing is, I don't
down.
understand why like Winnie's leaving, and we're saying like if Winnie leaves, we get Thiago. We had Lallana leave. I don't know why we didn't hold on to Winnie. I love Winnie. I don't understand.
well, he hasn't gone yet, so there's still a chance there.
Still a chance, but I don't
If you let him go, it's a bit stupid, I think.
I mean,
I think
definitely.
so.
But I don't get the
I'd
whole
get rid of other
30 mil
centres.
on Thiago. If we get Thiago in,
Yeah, but you need more than that. I
and we
reckon.
definitely
you need to refresh.
I've
the
been saying
squad.
this for the last 3 seasons. We need an out-and-out striker. Firmino is not an out-and-out striker. He's a beautiful.
Should have paid for Werner.
Should have gone to Specsavers.
Should have gone.
Specsavers.
Rami went to Specsavers.
I did.
What about your mate here, Fedi?
Your mate.
You got Elliot. You got Curtis Jones. You got
He's
Brewster.
he's doing well. Even when I'm seeing in the friendlies, I think he's doing pretty
But
well.
we're not going to be counting him to start.
Yeah, but don't you think maybe he's surely got to play at least 20 games, 25 games this season in all competitions?
In all competitions, definitely.
I reckon he should.
Yeah.
I reckon he's.
I reckon we're
he's been
utilising these
actually
young players in the FA Cup, the Carbo Cup.
Cabro, the Cabro Young Cup, Caramello Koala Cup.
Fucking
Caramello.
go, Tierra Cup.
But for some reason, I've got a good feeling we're going to see. Like Salah's always killed every season, but this season I think he's more hungrier because he's
Salah. Are you guys still waiting for Mbappe and all that from the Nike deal?
Hey,
Because Liverpool supporters made some cracker edits of Sancho in a Liverpool jersey. We had Mbappe in a Liverpool jersey.
hey, I'd get rid
Almost
of.
Messi in a Liverpool jersey.
Oh,
I
bro.
don't know what's going on
I'd
here.
get rid of anyone to get Mbappe. In your
Hey,
team.
seriously, but can I say something? The funniest part of this transfer window was seeing Messi in every club's jersey. I remember there was even Parramatta Eels jersey.
They're probably more likely to go
Baseball.
there.
He was in a baseball jersey too.
Yeah, so that's the best, man. But how about, lads, we move on to round 1 and the fixtures coming up.
Kick off 9 o'clock Saturday night.
How good is that, man?
Australian
Australia,
Eastern,
that is
Australian
not normal.
Eastern Standard Time.
Lads,
We
Fulham-
pray for that.
Absolutely.
When we say 9:30, there's paper towels come out.
Oh, bro. But on that note, Fulham versus Arsenal. Do you reckon Fulham will upset first round of the season? Coming up as newly promoted.
There's a possibility, but
Look,
Arsenal are not the great away. But I think they're coming into some good form.
For newly promoted teams, I feel like round 1 is a statement. It's such a statement of like, yeah, we've come off from Division 1, but we're here now. We're beating Arsenal.
Yeah, Norwich tried that last year and got pumped by Liverpool 5-1. So.
Yeah, so did Chelsea when they got Abraham 4-0 to United. But look, they brought
Look at
in
that one.
Mount and Abraham. They got
And
slapped
then he went
4-0.
south from there for
And it
us.
went south indeed, but then it went back north.
Yeah, look, I reckon it's their first home game. Obviously, no fans still. Arsenal don't really. Do they play?
They don't rely heavily on their fans.
No, they don't. But I'm
Arsenal
saying,
didn't
I'm
have
trying
the
to
best
think.
away record last
Away
season.
record. I'm trying to think about their away record.
I just think Arteta's going to have a good season, man. I just actually
I do see Arsenal winning that game.
Yeah, yeah, same.
But I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised because they still got like. Think about it. Mitrovic is back in the Premier League, still with Fulham.
I can't believe he's still with
He's
Fulham.
still there. How
What
old
a-
is that guy
What
now?
a legend, man.
How old is he now?
know.
40?
Nah, he's not that old.
No, I reckon it's early 30s.
I thought he was mid 20s. I thought he was in his 20s.
I thought it was his
29,
20s.
28,
37.
37.
Yeah.
I'm going to give Arsenal the win there.
Yeah.
But you never know.
I reckon it'll either be a
Obviously, I
draw or
want-
Arsenal win.
And you know what?
Crystal Palace. You got,
Yeah, 'cause I've got more stats, I think.
he's got more stats.
I think Arsenal, have they ever won their first game? I think they.
Hey, it takes me 2 seconds to find this stuff out.
I think last year was
I
the
reckon
only
it'll be a
time
draw.
Arsenal have won their first game in like so long.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal never win their first game.
You know what, man?
Hey,
I'm going
Siri.
to change my mind to a draw. That Fulham and Arsenal, I reckon it'll be a draw or Arsenal win.
Yeah, no, they have won their first round.
Yeah, last season.
Yeah.
Last season they won their first game. But they rarely win their first game. But yeah, so let's go Fulham on that one.
Okay,
spice
you're
things
going
up.
Fulham to spice it up. Crystal Palace, Southampton.
12 o'clock games.
A nice and quick one.
Southampton.
Southampton, Ferdy, Crystal Palace at home.
Southampton or draw.
Southampton.
Wow.
Southampton. Crystal Palace always have a good start.
I'm going to say Crystal
Besides
Palace.
that time that they lost 7 in a row
Remember that?
without a scoring
And they
goal.
still
I'm going to say
survived.
Crystal Palace. Let's not forget that Southampton, I know, I just want to throw this stat because I like stats. They lost 9-0 last year to Leicester. Do you remember that? Do you
And
remember
they
that?
kept their
That was
manager
horrible, man.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
9-0. Wasn't that like a record in the Premier League? It was ridiculous.
tired.
Tied, yeah.
Man City had the same.
No, United had the record. Not last
And then
season.
Man City
overall.
had 7-0 or something. 8.
something like
Sorry.
8-0.
West Ham at home to Newcastle. To me,
Newcastle.
this is a good game.
Newcastle.
Boring 0-0.
It's a good game, man.
Nah, boring 0-0. Trust
Yeah?
me. Yeah.
Trust you?
This is even boring,
Imagine you
man.
say like 9-6.
Rugby league, 2 tries, 0 conversions.
Hey, look,
Liverpool.
Liverpool at home
Last
to
game.
Leeds.
That's going to be a good game.
That's going to be.
And Liverpool going to get their first loss at
home?
Anfield since
when?
who knows?
They don't lose at home,
2
man.
years, 3 years.
Liverpool's going to
About
sweep them.
3 seasons.
I reckon Liverpool 2+.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Leeds.
Yeah, Liverpool 2+.
Going off I reckon we'll get the win. But going off the pre-season, I reckon we can see a few goals.
Mbappe on the score sheet.
I saw
Mbappe on the bench.
Now, lads, what about
For Elliot.
what about West Brom versus Leicester? Now, Leicester had a very poor end to their season after COVID or post-COVID, and obviously West Brom had a good end season because they came up and they got promoted. So West Brom is at home.
Leicester haven't had any buys. Have they even replaced Chilwell?
I'm not too sure, man. I don't think so. Not at the moment. I don't think so, but
They probably found some other factory worker that's going to be like some
next bar,
freak.
yeah.
I don't know. But West Brom at home to Leicester. What do you guys
I reckon West Brom, man. I reckon they're in a high coming up into the league.
I think Leicester. But then again, do you think any of the promoted teams will win their first game? They got their hard games.
We'll get there, bro.
Don't forget Rodgers.
But
Once Rodgers goes down,
not
he
everyone's
doesn't
playing
come
it.
back.
Not everyone's playing.
Yeah, United are not playing. United, Burnley are not playing, and then City's not playing someone else as well
Why's
Yeah.
that?
because they went further in European competitions.
I take more of a break.
Yeah, 1
Yeah.
week off.
Look, I reckon Leicester. I think Leicester as well. I think Leicester are too experienced in the Premier League. They're a lot stronger than West Brom are.
I'll go for West
They've
Brom.
got players that
Yeah.
West Brom dream to have. Like
Yeah,
your
but then you
Vardy's
never know. Like I'm not too
and your
sure.
Madison's. I can't believe
I'm not-
Madison's still there, man.
Yeah, he's just on the new deal, 5 years.
What a legend.
But that's good for them as
Well,
well.
we saw it happen back when they won the league. Kante went straight away.
Yeah.
Mahrez slowly followed afterwards to City. Vardy stayed, and they hold on to Madison this time. I think they're doing good by holding on to Madison. I
And
think-
what about that game, Spurs versus Everton?
oh man,
I don't even know how to call that.
Everton. Everton's going to beat Spurs. I'm calling it.
I don't know. I think Jose might have this one.
It's Jose versus Ancelotti, man.
I'm just trying to figure
I
out
can't
how
even call
City's
this
playing.
I,
It's here somewhere.
No, they're not. You're right.
I'm going to get Everton.
Yeah.
Everton, you reckon? That's a cracker of a first game.
Yeah.
for
That's
both teams.
unbelievable, man.
Hard.
That's such an even match to me. Like very, very, very close.
I'm going to have to go for you guys, Everton. I reckon Everton as
Oh,
well.
poor.
What
Is
about
that-
Brighton, Chelsea?
Chelsea, man. Chelsea gonna slap them up.
Chelsea's going to slap him.
And how about Sheffield Wolves, man?
That's a good game.
That's a
man.
hectic.
I do think Wolves, though.
Yeah,
I can't put it past.
you can.
You can put it past them. Sorry, I mean Sheffield and Wolves is a good competition. I just think Wolves will win this.
Who's not on there?
Well,
Whether it's United, Burnley should have been first game.
Yeah.
Aston Villa, City. Yeah,
yeah,
so it would have been Aston Villa, City
correct.
that are not playing
That's right.
because Aston Villa's nowhere to be seen.
No,
So your first game is against Crystal Palace.
So
Yeah,
our
that's
first
around
game
two.
will be at Palace, and then I don't know when the other catch-up game is. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a cracker of a
I
season.
can't wait, man. I honestly reckon it's going to be one of the best seasons I've seen in a long
Yeah.
time. I just-
Hopefully it's more competitive.
hopefully it's
And
United
if,
champions.
look, even though I said
21.
United might come second, to be honest, I don't think we're going to win the league this season. There will be progress. If Liverpool, I mean, look, I say Liverpool fourth on the time of recording, but depending on what players they're signed, look, at the end of the day, we've got to try catch, or City's got to try catch 20 points.
Yeah.
No, a lot more.
No,
But
I think we ended up with what, 19 points difference?
No, I think it was more.
No, because we had a few losses towards the end.
No, I think it was
we
20.
started
It had to be
drinking.
23 points at least last
At
season.
the end of the season?
Yeah,
No,
at the
it
end of
wasn't
the
20
season.
because we didn't break the record. I think it was 19.
Really? Nah. I don't know. But I think for anyone to try catch that 20 points, they need to make some cracker of signings.
Yeah.
You might need Messi to try win the league.
But guys, look, on another note, we're going to be releasing a fantasy video again soon. The fantasy competition is back. Obviously, it got disturbed last year because of COVID, and the competition got voided. We've got a trophy up for grabs again, and we might throw in some small prizes and that here and there for our subscribers.
Yeah,
but make
that's it.
sure, and again, we'll release that video shortly. But make sure you stay in touch and watch our videos, and we'll update you in regards to the
Before we
competition
finish
very
off,
shortly.
can I just mention one thing? Who would you guys would have given Ballon d'Or to this year? I know it's been canned.
Lewandowski.
Oh,
Thank you,
Lewandowski!
thank
Don't
you.
even ask it.
Alright,
Don't
awesome.
even ask it, man. Don't even.
How bad do you feel for that guy right now? Like he's won
won
everything.
everything, but-
Oh, look, man.
And he's had a flyer year.
I think he feels sorry for us, bro. What do you mean, bro? This guy's Champions League winner. We're sitting in Borch's garage.
And on that note, guys, from the garage, thanks for watching, guys. Another long season ahead. A lot of games to get through this year. And a lot more content coming your way, especially with the new studio. And there will be there will be a video on the studio.
In honor of United winning the league last, I wore the jersey, the picnic blanket, because we're going to.
So
win
he's wearing the one we won it
Who's on the
last,
back?
and I'm wearing the one that we're going to win it in next. And he's wearing something that's from the championship. So that's where Liverpool's going. Guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And we'll see you next time.